to the employees, but instead good intrinsic if for an employee who is motivated by intrinsic, he will be fulfilled. He will develop his career, he will learn a lot of skills, etc., etc. But some of the employee, they don't care about this. Even if the company, because you mentioned that sometimes there are companies that are in this why theory scheme, it is not the company, but instead the employee himself, because some employee, they are looking only for salary, extrinsic motivation.
Correct, Steve.
What can
And
you?
it's purely about what are the type of people we want in this company, and know that when people have no intrinsic motivation, I'm just here to earn a salary. How do you think they are likely to turn up in their job? And they will probably need a lot of micromanaging. So that always steps back to, this comes to the EQ, emotional intelligence. So what you see now more and more is companies are hiring not based on technical skills. They're hiring for EQ skills because they want these intrinsically motivated people. So they're finding out, what have you done in your life? Have you done any community work? Have you contributed outside of you, or do you only think about yourself? Are you only driven by your own agenda? Do you help? These are the kinds of things they're trying to find out now in employing graduates or younger people, because they want to see, that you have this EQ, emotional, which is about, intrinsic motivation.
I'm talking about something else. Just imagine you have people that are intrinsically motivated. I'm talking about people with a certain level. So these people are not operational, but on management level or even higher. And they have a good intrinsic motivation. And then the intrinsic motivation is actually diminished by the factors that are created within an organization. And then they move actually to the extrinsic motivation. If this is the way I need to pay my mortgage, I'm not responsible. I cannot change. These things also happen in organizations. I've seen it.
Yes, definitely.
And does this not tie into the experience at work? How are people engaged at work? What is the type of culture that is helping people to feel motivated? Not, okay, because of this happening, we work in silos, we don't work together, it's top down, we have no say, or all these things, or we're overloaded with work, and then we lose that sense of intrinsic motivation. And what does that
do? Top down, Tony. It's not all top down. No. It's also no guidance. So actually, the communicating barrel system disappears. Where normally within organizations you have the law of communicating barrels. They all get on the same level the moment you can balance them. If that disappears, it has an effect on intrinsic motivation. Although the external factors are good, number of leave, salary, pension scheme, the whole bunch is okay. But what would be your advice to manage this in an organization? Because it happens.
Well, it's something you're sitting with every day. I mean, I do coaching of team managers around the world. I do one-to-one, and they're all dealing with motivational issues. I can't. My boss is too demanding. I'm feeling totally overloaded by the amount of work that I have to do. I've got 2 direct reports. I can't get them to work. So that's making me feel demotivated. What do I do about it? So this issue is, of course, playing on people's mind, and in that, it's you looking about, your resilience. This is where resilience comes in. Where are we reactive when environments don't work for us? When we have conflict, how do we respond? Where there's conflict of opinions, or conflict in this is how we should be doing this, and the company doesn't do it that way. So how are you disengaging because the company does something you don't like, or doesn't do it in the way you think it should be done? No company is perfect by any means. So 100%, it's all about, yes, you as an individual and how you respond as an individual. And part of the performance management process as a manager is helping people to understand that, because they think, oh, the problem is not with me, the problem is with them. I'm not the problem. Yeah, if I come in angry, it's because of them. They're the problem. So people are not looking at themselves. So one of the things with the intrinsic motivator is, how are you accessing that yourself? Or are you just saying, yeah, well, I'm just here to get paid because other stuff is more important in my life? And that can be. But that's the whole question about, work takes up a lot of your life, and where do you want to invest your energy? Of course, it's a question about that. Where do you want to invest? Do you have passion for your work, or you don't? You're far more interested in your home life, in your family life, and I just go to work because it's a job and I get paid. It's all these different things. And if we remember Maslow, what did Maslow say? Hierarchy of needs. I'll put that on the screen. The basic level for everybody is to get paid, to earn enough money to feel, I can have a nice home with that's a basic needs. You need to address people's basic needs for them to move up. Because if you're starving on the street, you're not thinking about, learning. You're thinking about getting fed.
It is actually what is happening. We have people, you tell them, you offer them training program, they tell you, we don't care. We need money to feed our family. That's it. So from the employer perspective, I consider the pay as extrinsic motivators. Okay, but the employee himself, he will consider it as intrinsic or first or priority motivation for him.
And that's the whole management of the culture. What are we looking for here? And if people don't feel their basic needs are met, then then it's hard for them to move up the level. I'll just share with you on the screen, and then we'll take a break because we're almost reached. I just wanted to share this with you again.
It was a very important subject. Sorry to spend too much time on this. Sorry for the others.
It is, and it's at the core of people management is understanding how people are motivated and what to tap into. And yes, it varies depending on the environment. It varies depending on what on a lot of things. It's a whole balance of factors. But if when people are only motivated to turn up for money, then you look at the type of culture that creates.
I'm also referring to the loss of knowledge and skills that you will have the moment you do not pay sufficient attention to it. Because it can destroy your company from within. because people started not to be motivated anymore. Although they are highly skilled, they might want to leave the organization, and not for the external factors. And they would even be accepting a lower salary at a certain point in order to get into their strong intrinsic motivation. So for that reason, I think it's very important for any HR department to know what is the intrinsic motivation of your staff.
Yeah.
And if you are managing this, whether it's on tactical or strategical level, you need to know how to handle this and what kind of impulses to provide or systems to implement in order to avoid this kind of situations. And this is, I think, more even than the X and Y model. This goes beyond it.
Absolutely, and we'll explore that also, because it raises the question. In most companies, the annual performance review process doesn't work, and it's got a lot to do with these motivational factors. But we're going to take a break now, so we will come back at quarter past the hour. So go and find some motivation in a nice cup of Colombian coffee or whatever it is.
Thank you.
I'm going to do that. Okay, we take a break, back at quarter past.
Okay.
Okay.
Del gremio de comercio internacional, no solamente exportaciones, sino de muchas otras operaciones que son de interés nuestro y que de pronto nos hacen mejorar nuestros procedimientos internos. No sé, por ejemplo, en tal parte, no sé, en Alemania hacen las operaciones así, entonces uno dice, bueno, voy a cambiar acá. Es como eso, es como tener nóticas de interés. Ok, perfecto. ¿Conocen nuestras redes sociales? Sí. Sí. Y supongo que también eres seguidor de las redes sociales. Sí. Perfecto, vale, muchas gracias. A ti, gracias. ¿A quién más podría por acá estar? Elizabeth, ya, Mayo, está por cuando no. Pero